didn't make it here tonight either. Had a brush with tragedy last night. Almost got electrocuted. Had a wet dream while using my electric blanket. I'm going through post-holiday depression. I always get that way after my favorite holiday, Christmas. I like Christmas because that's when I get to volunteer to work at the local hospital. I wouldn't miss it for the world. It's the only time this layman gets to do surgery. My parents always wanted a doctor in the family. It was great. This past Christmas did my very first vasectomy. It was an unqualified success. This guy has nothing to worry about. I'm not so sure he's a guy anymore. Well, I also associate Christmas with my very favorite food in the whole wide world, and most likely yours too, Chinese food! Have you noticed that the only restaurants open on Christmas Day are Chinese restaurants? And they're all filled to the rafters with hungry Jews. It's like Hadassah decided to hold its convention in the middle of Fang's house in MSG. Well, I think it's about time we went over to China and started opening up Jewish restaurants so that 1 billion Chinese people can know the pleasure of saying, let's eat Jewish tonight. And an hour later experience a terrific urge to make a pledge. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I only have 7 minutes. Thank you. I grew up in a very Jewish neighborhood. In my neighborhood, when people greeted each other, they didn't go hello, they went hi. On Halloween, we go door to door asking trick or pledge. And people would put tree certificates in our bags. I had a rough childhood. I was frequently abused, like the Halloween. My parents sent me out dressed like a piñata. One of those donkey models. The other kids beat me with sticks and took my candy. Well, adult life isn't much better. I'm an attorney by training, unfortunately not very successful at it. Everybody told me I could make a ton of money going into health law. Like a fool, I listened to them. Open up my practice, limit it to people suffering from Alzheimer's disease. I get plenty of phone calls. Problem is, no one has ever kept an appointment. Well, to supplement my income, I've now begun representing pornography shops. Yes, I am a pubic defender. Well, on the domestic side, my wife and I are married. Thank you. And we have 4 kids, one of each. That makes dressing them an adventure. I remember it didn't seem that long ago when my son had his bris and how it struck me as to why there aren't any born-again Jews like there are born-again Christians. That second circumcision must kill! Well, my wife's a character. She's a graduate of that parochial school for Jewish American princesses, Our Lady of Leisure. Her favorite class was home ec, where she spent an entire semester learning how to say, I'm not your slave! In sex ed, she mastered that most difficult art of lying on your back and playing dead. Well, we've been married 7 years, and after 7 years, when my wife boasts that I'm good in bed, she's not bragging about my sexual prowess, she's referring to the fact I don't snore. Well, my wife also has a cruel streak. She loves to embarrass, torment, and humiliate me. Like the time she sends me to the store to buy her beltless pads. As if I'm supposed to know they don't come with suspenders. Then, listen to this, she goes out and she buys our cemetery plots, only she refuses to tell me where they are. She wants me to be surprised. Well, as you can tell, nature really wasn't very kind to me in the size department. Being short is no fun because I'm short. No one has ever asked me where I grew up. Last weekend, I returned to the playground of my childhood. Everything still looked the same size. I still needed help getting up on the swing. It breaks my heart to tell my kids they can't go on the bumping cars because the top of Daddy's head doesn't reach the line? And have you any idea how embarrassing it is to have your kid lift you up in public to get a drink of water? There's one other downside to being short, no pun intended, and that is that my wife is constantly mixing up my clothes with the kids. If I've told her once, I've told her 1,000 times that the Donald Duck underwear belongs to the kids. I wear the Ninja Turtle underwear. Fits my macho image. I have this fantasy, folks, that women all over America are flocking to sperm banks for some Mark Werlinski sperm because they want to see their kids blossom into 5-footers. Well, I've never been to a sperm bank, but I guess if I had to choose a bank to do my sperm banking, I'd say hello to Meridian. The professionals with the personal touch. Using the drive-up window must be a real challenge. Oops, sorry, missed again. Be back in an hour. 20 years ago, I would have said be back in 15 minutes. All these banks now have these silly Mac machines. What do they have at sperm banks? Jack machines? And we know banks give away lovely gifts like toasters to get people to open up accounts. What do they give you at a sperm bank? Vaseline in designer jars? Or a love seat from Siemens? Now I suppose there's even a sperm bank out there for gays with a sign out front that says, all deposits in the rear. And tell me, how am I supposed to react, folks, when after doing my business I'm told, thank you, come again? That's all for me. I'm Mark Werlinski. You've been a great audience. Thank you, come again.
Every time the comedian steps off the stage, the cameraman from Evening Magazine goes, crowd shot, can't shoot Jeff.